Hello again, this is Deanna, and this is the first video of our series of 3. As promised, the first video is on the triad of emotions. What is the triad of emotions? This is a very powerful tool that I have learned during my coaching school from Tanya Robbins. It is a tool that shows us that we can actually change our emotions just like this when we want and desire and please to do so. Why is this important? Because most of the times we feel that our emotions rule our life. But this is not true. We are actually owning and we are in charge of our emotions, and we can change them just like that. So let's see how. What is this triad of emotions? This triad of emotions shows you that there are 3 ways in which you can change your emotions. The first angle is posture. What does this mean? It means that by changing your posture, you are going to change the way that you feel. And I have divided this idea of posture in 3. The first one is your breath. The second one is, your posture. And the third one is movement, breath. Breath is one of the most magical and amazing tools that we have in our toolbox, and it's always with us. We have 2 states of our nervous system. We have the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. And I promise this is not going to get very technical, but you are going to feel very cool after you find this out, just as I did. The sympathetic nervous system is activated when we are focusing, when we need to be motivated, when we need to take action, and also when we are stressed. What happens when we are in this parasympathetic nervous system? Our extremities are irrigated with blood because we are ready for action. This used to happen back in the day where the saber-toothed tiger was about to attack us, and we had 3 possible responses: fight, flight, or freeze. So in order for us to save our lives, we had to react very quickly. And what happens in our body when this is happening? A lot of adrenaline and cortisol and all these hormones are pumped into our body, so we are ready for action. And it is very important to have this state, absolutely very important, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to take action in our life. But nowadays, we are for too long in this state of fight, flight, or freeze, which means that all those hormones that come into our body, at some point they become toxic. And I know that you know that most of the illnesses nowadays are caused by stress. Through our breath, through the magic of our breath, we can change our state we can come from the sympathetic nervous system into the parasympathetic nervous system. What is the parasympathetic nervous system? It's the rest and digest state. It's where our body relaxes and recovers. It is very important for our immune system. Nowadays, this is very important. And how do we do that? Well, when you feel stressed, when you feel an intense emotion that you feel that is actually not very good for your body and for yourself and for your well-being, just take 3 deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Deep inhale through the nose. Feel how you fill your lung with air. And then as you exhale, feel how all the air comes out of your lungs. Inhale. Hold your breath at the top. Listen to the heartbeat in between. And exhale. Relax your body. And you can do this several times, of course. Remember, maybe even put an alarm on your phone and make sure that you take these deep breaths in and out, I promise you, they work miracles. And this is a signal for your body that from that state of alertness and stress, you can come into the other state, the state of relaxation. And this is very important for your body. All right, so the first one in this category of posture is breath. The second one is our posture. I know, I couldn't come up with a better word. You might have heard of power pose. And this lady who said that, before you go on stage, or you have a presentation, or you go into an interview, you should do the power pose. So the power pose means that your chest is proud, that you feel strong, that your gaze is up, you feel that you're confident, you're grounded, your feet are well rooted into the earth. So this pose gives you power, gives you confidence that you can go through this period successfully. On the opposite side, when you're slouching, and when your arms just hang by your side, on either side of your body, and your gaze is down, then already you can feel that your emotions changing, right? So you feel that you don't have that much strength and you don't have that confidence. So it's important to know that in order to feel better, to feel more confident, you need to stand up straight and really feel into your body, and to engage your muscles, have your gaze up, and also to smile. Smile actually creates a lot of inner processes in your body. It makes you feel better. So even if you don't really feel like smiling, just force that smile out of you and fake it until you make it. And I promise you are going to feel better. So first, breath, second, posture, and third, movement. I am a little bit biased here. I suggest that you do some stretching and some yoga. Even if you just do downward facing dog, that upside down V pose that we do in yoga, that is already amazing, because it's an inversion, which means that your blood is going to flow towards the crown of your head, and it's going to help you more with your concentration, with your focus, but at the same time it's going to clear your mind and to relax you. What does an inversion mean? Sorry, I haven't mentioned that before. Inversion means when the level of your heart is above the level of your brain. And I also like it from a metaphorical perspective, right? So the heart is above the brain. Isn't that beautiful? Some movement can even be 10 jumping jacks. Honestly, 10 jumping jacks is nothing. It takes you less than 10 seconds, or maybe 10 seconds. But it works miracles because it puts your blood into movement. And especially now when we are not moving as much, this works miracles. So try it out. And if it doesn't work, you call me and say, Diana, you lied to me. But actually, this is not going to happen. You're going to call me and say, Diana, this was amazing. Thank you for the suggestion. From the triad, the first angle was posture, which I divided into breath, posture, and movement. The second one is language, and this needs a little bit of explanation. So how do you talk to yourself? What is happening in your mind? And I know I am so guilty of this because I'm telling myself so many not nice things. What are you saying? What are the words that you're using also in your mind, and also when you communicate with another person? Do you say, oh, I am so annoyed, this is terrible, I don't like this at all, and all these things? What are the words that you're using? Are they heavy words like terrible, awful, I don't know, horrible? Whatever words you're using, know that words are powerful. They are so powerful. I like this example, and I really want to share with you. When you say, this is so annoying, what if you would say, this is slightly irritating? Even when I say this, I find it already very funny, and it changes my state. If instead of this is horrible, this is terrifying, this is annoying, you can say this is slightly irritating. It already changes the way that you feel. So be mindful of what words you are using, because those words make up your reality. The words that you're using are going to ultimately turn into your reality. So start saying beautiful things. things. Start using more words that have a positive and a high vibration, like love and gratitude. Say beautiful things. Instead of saying, I am angry, say, I feel anger, because you are not your emotions. You are not your emotions. When you say, I feel angry, I am angry, you identify yourself with that emotion. I feel fearful, or I am fearful. No, say, I feel fear. I feel anger, and detach yourself from that emotion. Because when you say, I am angry or I am sad, you are giving that emotion too much power over you, and it shouldn't have. You are in charge with your emotions. So say, I feel anger, I feel resentment, I feel boredom, I feel all these things, because those emotions ultimately are going to go away, and they are not you and you are not them. They are just emotions, and they are separate from you. And like everything else, they are impermanent. Ultimately, they are going to go away. So the second part of the triad of emotions is language. Become mindful of the words that you're using and start using beautiful words. When you describe your feelings, say, I feel ... instead of I am ... And the third part and the last one is focus. What are you focusing on right now? Are you focusing on how life was before quarantine? Are you focusing on those things that you've lost? Remember, in the previous video, we talked about the grief that we feel for some things that we feel that we've lost. We don't know if we actually lost them, but we might feel grief. So if you're focusing on those, yes, you're going to feel grief. Do you want to feel grief? No. Are you focusing on the fact that you can't go out of the house right now? Are you focusing on all those things that you don't like? Then you might not feel very well right now. But it is your choice. You are in charge of choosing which things to focus on. So maybe you actually decide to focus on the positive things. What are the positive things in your life? So decide, make a conscious decision not to focus on those things that bring you those, let's say, unpleasant emotions, and focus on the things that are positive. Focus on the opportunities that are created for you in this situation. And I guarantee you that you are going to feel a lot better. It's a waste of your life. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your energy to focus on those negative things, especially because those things are not under your control. So focus on the things that are under your control, the things that bring you joy, the things that you can be grateful for. All right, so what was the triad of emotions? First, posture. Make sure that whenever that emotion comes into your life that you do not want to feel, breathe and see what happens. Then change your posture. Know that you own that emotion and that you can change it now. And move. 10 jumping jacks, 10 seconds of plank, or maybe 30, or maybe 5 minutes of plank, or some dance movements, whatever it is that does it for you. So the first one is posture and everything that has to do with your body. Language. The second one is language. What words are you using? Are those heavy negative words? Or maybe you can shift to use nicer words or things that, you might even feel funny. So try to adjust those things. One of my suggestions was, instead of saying I am sad, just say I feel sadness, and know that that is going to go away. Maybe in an hour you feel more peaceful, right? But even then you say, I feel peace, because that emotion is going to go away as well. The last one is focus. So decide Make a conscious decision and a conscious effort that whenever something comes to your mind that brings up heavy, sticky feelings, to change to the things that are positive in your life. So only focus on those things that are positive in your life and bring more gratitude in your life. Because where there's gratitude, there is room for nothing else. Our next video, my dear friends, is about the happiness hormones and how you can activate your happiness hormones in the time of quarantine in order for you to elevate your state. It's going to be very concrete, very practical, and you are going to get great tips. So I will see you then. All the best to you and much love from me.